Hello everyone, Steve here from Tech Toy Tinker and Retro Arena. We're going to take probably a fair bit of time today. We're going to introduce you to the Beta 9 build of Retro Arena for the Anbernic RG ARC. So because a lot of people that watch this video are just seeing this for the first time, I'm going to basically start at the beginning and pretend like you've just booted a brand new flash of Beta 9 and you have no idea what's going on. So with Beta 9, it's not necessary to install the OTA update. Everything's already pre-installed for you here. Now, regardless of whether you use the included zip to preload your exFAT or NTFS SD card too, or if you're going to format it to exFAT or NTFS and just put it in the device at first boot and then copy the folder structure this way, the process is the same. So you're going to go to Options, Advanced, and switch to main SD for ROM, or sorry, switch to SD2 for ROMs. I already switched to SD2. The reason why I removed the auto mount is because it was messing with exFAT and making it read only. Using this method this way, it doesn't matter what format you use, NTFS, exFAT, FAT32, they're all going to work. So to reiterate, you boot up the device for the first time, and it doesn't matter whether it's exFAT, NTFS, whether you're doing it by preloading the card first, or whether you're going to use the device to copy the folder structure. Your first step is switch to main SD for ROMs, as long as you're using a second SD. If you're not using a second SD, you still want to go to the advanced folder, and you want to click Auto Expand. What this will do is it will resize the ROMs partition, which is exFAT on SD1, and it will fill the rest of the card, whatever the free space is, whether it's a 64, 128, 256. Then you're going to want to shut down, put it in the PC, and you're going to want to fill it, and then reboot. Whether you're using, SD1 or SD2, you're going to want to do those steps, and then you're going to want to shut down, fill your card, and then reboot. So at that point, we got a few more things to talk about. HDMI is now enabled in Beta 9. This is also in the advanced menu. I'm going to explain exactly how this works. So you never want to just plug in the cable and turn it on. It's not going to work the way you want it to. You're going to want to boot the device normally, just holding it in your hand with no cable plugged in or whatever. And then you're going to want to go here and go to HDMI on. What that will do is it'll make the necessary changes. It'll swap your RetroArch to GL and blah, 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 and do whatever it's got to do. It will also shut the device off when it's finished. At that point, you plug in your HDMI cable, turn it on, and everything will work exactly as expected. And the GL issues that are present on the on-screen display are not, or on-device display, I should say, are not present on HDMI. So you can just go ahead and switch Dreamcast and Naomi to using Flycast instead of Flycast 32, and then you can play games as expected, and everything else also works. The same is true in the reverse. You just go to HDMI off. If you want to switch back to not using HDMI, the device will do what it's got to do. It will shut off, then you just unplug the cable, turn it back on. Beta 9, unlike the rest of the betas, will include a changelog and release notes as well. There's been a lot of changes to Beta 9. As you can see, over HDMI, Dreamcast and Naomi work fine. Another important change that you should note is when you're in RetroArch, pressing L2, R2 at the same time will open the RetroArch menu. And if you tap the F button twice on the top, it will quit the game. If you only press the F button once and you hold it, then D-pad up and down is brightness, left and right is volume, and the volume rocker still works fine as it should as well. Another change in Beta 9 is that I've fixed 3DO. It wasn't showing up in Emulation Station, which has been fixed now, so it shouldn't be a problem moving forward. It does take a moment to boot, though. As you can see. For this particular system, it's not an HDMI problem, it's just this takes a minute to boot up. As you can see, it's not frozen. I guess it might also just not like that game file. I've booted this one before, so I know it works. Or maybe it just likes HDMI, because that's taken a strangely long time to boot. It takes like 20 seconds, 25 seconds maybe, on the device. I'm just going to ignore that and carry on. I mean, I'll look into it, obviously, but... About Arcadia and Arcade 2001, right now they don't accept the D-pad as a joystick. So when you're playing like NTEX Adventure Vision, you're only going to be able to use the 6 face buttons and the 2 shoulder buttons, but because you really only have to move left and right, it's not really a big deal.
Mario! Hello! Okie dokie!
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I can save the king.
Over HDMI, N64 works fine, and once we fix GL, it will also work fine on the device. The issue is that there's being no joystick. If you want to play N64, you're going to have to choose the games and your configuration carefully. Stuff like Clay Fighters and the fighting games and stuff like that should work fine, though, I would think. By the way, this whole video is shot via HDMI.
Saturn Bomberman.
I'm doing Primal Rage on purpose because someone said they had an issue with the MAME version.
I remember of yesterday back, before the Great Ones ruled Earth, afore the darkness, behind the stars of night, there were a great fire running in the sky. It spreads like the wind hot within its path, destruction for all. Becoming mightier as it go, the great fire hurls through space, none to know the world it brings. Space was full of old planets and giant tumbling pieces of worlds before, line the path of the great fire. Long ago, Talon's people were safe.
Rage.
You get the idea. It's playable.
Capcom. Marvel vs.
Select your hero.
The battle for survival begins.
I think you get the idea. This game's actually really great, or this device, sorry, is actually really great for Neo Geo as well. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. That was just a quick overview or a look at what's in Beta 9 and how to use it. A couple takeaways, though. You have to remember that regardless of whether you're going to just blankly NTFS or exFAT format your SD2 card or whether you're going to preload it and have it ready already, you still need to run swap to SD2. And when you do that, your ROMs folder becomes /ROMs2, not ROMs. Also, you don't need to OTA update with Beta 9. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.